Yo, what's up, Broncos country? How's it going tonight, guys? Probably pretty freaking good, man. Like, dude, holy crap, we got a lot to talk about tonight, man. But first of all, let's get through our orders of business. If you guys could please like, comment, subscribe on this video. Also hit that bell notification so you know when we go live. Tell your friends, your family, anybody who's a Broncos fan or a football fan in general, to come, over, subscribe to our page. And we do this every weekend, every Sunday, maybe Monday, depending on how late the game is. But please send anybody over that you can and subscribe to this video. But Mohammed, gut reaction. What is your gut reaction to the Broncos 21-17 win over the Philadelphia Eagles, the reigning Super Bowl champions?
Oh my God, Eddie. I mean, I don't even know where to begin. First, let me make fun of the Eagles for a little bit. You know how the Eagles say, "Fly, Eagles, fly." Well, they didn't fly on the fourth quarter. They were grounded, right? They just couldn't do it. But I mean, Eddie, this changes everything for the Broncos. We're now on the map. We're now one of those teams that everybody talks about. We're not. You can't doubt us anymore. Because we beat the Eagles, the champs. They won last year. They were undefeated at home. I mean, it's crazy. It changes everything because even for the players, Eddie, I mean, it makes them feel like we can beat anybody. The confidence that gives the Broncos is something else. And we did it with all these penalties, with all the mistakes that we made. That just tells you where this team could go, Eddie. We just need to tweak a few things, maybe add some players in the future. But if we cut those issues that we have, nobody can stop us. We can beat anybody, honestly. And Sean Payton ran the ball again, kind of, especially towards the end. Thank you, Sean Payton. It's working. Please, I know you can't help yourself, but it's working. So let's just keep doing it. Evan Ingram, the Joker, finally actually shows up. I was very impressed with that touchdown. It's like he went airborne for a little bit. Nick Benito is the real deal, Eddie. I mean, we got him for a cheap price. I don't know what to say, Eddie. He's up there. He's a real pass rusher. But I'm very happy, Eddie. I'm not gonna lie. I know I sent you a message when it was like 17-3. I was like, I'm done. Like, I don't think it's gonna be another win. I mean, another loss for the Broncos. Then we scored that touchdown. It's 10-17. I'm like, well, okay, maybe we can score another touchdown, and we did. And with the extra point, that was a gutsy play by Sean Payton. He's got big balls. I give him that, honestly. But yeah, Eddie, I mean, honestly, did I expect us to win? I was very hopeful, but the way they started playing in the first half, I wasn't. But this is a big push for the Broncos. I'm really happy we got this win. It's a statement win. We are on the map. All the teams are going to be looking at like the Broncos are no joke. You gotta actually take them seriously, and we are. And like I was saying earlier when we started, when we started talking about this, Eddie. I mean, just tweaking a few things, fixing the mistakes, the penalties. Just imagine where we would be. But hey, I'm happy. Go Broncos! And hey, we got like 3-4 more games coming up that I'm pretty sure we can do. I know we're talking about this before. We can go 3-1, even 4-0. If we fix some problems. But yeah, man, we can win our division easy now. If things kind of work in our way. But I'm happy about the Broncos, and you take from here, Eddie.
Well, for me to start off, I'm going to go ahead and say, bring all the crow in. Bring it all in so I can eat it now, because that first half, mostly the first half. I mean, the third quarter, the Broncos didn't really look great either on offense, but that first half, I literally posted up. I was like, this team ain't beating no good teams. The penalties, the play calling wasn't that great. The defense was just, getting beat. I was like, they can't beat good teams. I'm like, they can't do it. They can beat bad teams all day long. They just can't beat good teams. And I was just like, I don't know how much longer I can watch this. It was just terrible. Like, the Broncos couldn't move the ball. The defense couldn't stop anybody. And it was wild to me. But Like I said, I'll eat all the crow now. I'm so happy I was wrong on that. I really am. I'm so happy I was wrong, and I will eat every piece of crow on this planet for the rest of my life. I'm so happy I was wrong about that. But to move on to the game, dude, oh my God. The Broncos go into Philadelphia against the 4-0 undefeated Eagles, the defending Super Bowl champions, with 121 yards of penalties against them and come out with a win. Like, don't get me wrong. The first half, the third quarter, the Broncos team did not look good. They only scored 3 points in the first 3 quarters. Jalen Hurts and the Eagles offense scored 10 points in the first half. They scored 7. They scored 7 in the third quarter. They only scored 7 points in the entire second half and 0 in the fourth quarter. The comeback by Bo Nix in this offense in the fourth quarter is something that franchise quarterbacks do, like a Josh Allen, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow. That's what franchise quarterbacks do. You're down big in the fourth quarter, whether it's 10 points, 17 points. In this case, it was 14 points for the Broncos. They were down 14 points with, 10 minutes left to go in the game. Bo Nix gets this team together, gets them downfield for 2 touchdowns. That is a franchise quarterback. This is going to be something like I'm telling you right now, Mohammed, I got to see tomorrow. These freaking people on national TV, these national sports people, they're going to be sitting there talking about, the Eagles, they shot themselves in the foot. They're the ones that lost this. You're not going to hear any respect for freaking Bo Nix. Bo Nix rallied this team in the fourth quarter, and he came back and got freaking 18 unanswered points to win this game with 10 minutes left to go. You ain't going to hear nothing. It's going to be about how the Philadelphia Eagles choked, how they collapsed, how they whatever. And honestly, that's what just takes me off about being a Broncos. I mean, I like it because that just feeds more into the machine of the Broncos kicking anybody's ass. But come on, give us our freaking props. Give Bo Nix's prop out there, seriously. So, but with all that said, man, like I said, 121 yards. I think, let me pull up the stats here real quick. I think I sent it to you too, Mohammed. Let me see here. Let me get to the pictures. Okay, let's see.
Sorry.
Trying to get to. Yeah, here we go. Bo Nix went 24 for 39, 242 yards. He had 1 touchdown, no interceptions, a 61 completion percentage. Okay. The Broncos had 130 rushing yards. 22 of those were from Bo Nix. So even without Bo Nix running, like, again, a lot of the time we see Bo Nix run now, it's not a designed run. It's mostly him getting out of the pocket and picking up the yards because there's no one open downfield. So I don't count those as actual legitimate, designed runs. It's just Bo Nix getting out, making something happen. So the Broncos still got over 100 yards. But the one thing I still don't like, now, it's hard to argue with much because the Broncos beat the Eagles on the road. But the fact that we only had 29 attempts on the ground and 39 attempts through the air, that could maybe explain a little bit why the Broncos struggled so much in the first half. They just didn't run the ball as much.
Yeah.
Just something that I still I ain't got much to complain about other than the penalties and just run the damn ball some more, Sean. Because that was my whole thing going into this game. I'm like, the Broncos are going to have to control time of possession. They're going to have to control the clock and run the ball if they want to win this. Well, the Broncos kind of did that today, even though they didn't run the ball as much as I wanted them to. The Broncos had over 34 minutes of time of possession to the Eagles' 25 minutes. So the Broncos almost had 10 minutes more time possession than the Eagles did today. That helped. But again, penalties. I know I keep saying this, but they got to clean that shit up. Every week since I'd say the Chargers game, they've gotten worse. They had, I think, 90 against the Chargers. They had 70 last week against the Bengals. This week they had 120. They literally gave, now you can say that's a testament to the team on how, tough and gritty they are. They gave up a whole football field plus of penalties and still won the game. But we shouldn't have, no, I don't want that crap. Like you do that against the Chiefs, I mean, yeah, the Eagles, okay, cool, but you can't do that every game and get away with it. That's not gonna be. It's not gonna be like that. So, and honestly, if you want my honest opinion about this, I think the Broncos got lucky because the the Broncos. One thing on defense I could say honestly about them that they're bad at is running or the run defense. I think Saquon only had 6 rushes today, 6 attempts.
Mm-hmm.
So the Eagles kind of shot themselves in the foot a little bit too. They only had 55 yards in penalties, but they did not run the ball like they should have. Like if they ran the ball like they normally do, because that's the kind of team that they are, maybe this is a different outcome, especially with those 121 yards of penalties. But thankfully, Nick Sirianni is a dumbass and doesn't know how to freaking operate the team correctly. So, and I've been watching Eagles stuff ever since the game ended, Mohammed. I already got Eagle fans out there wanting to fire Sirianni again. They want him gone. Even though they're 4-1, they're coming off a Super Bowl victory. They got 1 loss on the season. They're already talking about firing him because of that reason. Because it's like, dude, if you run the ball with Saquon, you probably beat the Broncos.
That's what I was saying. Like you got a running back like him. Why aren't you using him? I'm glad they didn't, but because he was my worry is for him just to start taking off on us. But I'm glad they did.
Yeah, it was wild, man. Like if I'm an Eagles fan, which I told you, my wife is an Eagles fan. I mean, she's not like a big fan of football like me and you are, but she's even like, why the hell did they run the ball with Saquon?
Yeah.
Why? I mean, if I was an Eagles fan, I'd be pissed personally, but I mean, you can't win all of them. But anyway, let's see. The Broncos today, I want to get your thoughts on this real quick, Mohammed. Then we got a few comments we got to get to in here. The Broncos had 372 total yards today of offense. The Eagles only had 325. What is your take on this?
I mean, it's the fact that they controlled the clock, Eddie. That definitely helped. I mean, the less time you have them on the field as far as their offense, the better it is for us, and then limiting them to 3 points. But kind of close, but I'm glad we were able to do that. Hopefully we can get that balance. But like we did it the way we were saying they were supposed to do it. I mean, I wish we ran the ball a little bit more, but that's what we were saying. Run the ball, try to control the clock, and that's what happens when you do that.
Yeah, it was wild to me, man. Like the Broncos literally gave up 121 yards. Like if you put offensive yardage together and penalties, the Eagles literally beat us probably by like, I don't know, 60, 70 yards, if you give them the yards on offense and penalties that we gave them. But anyway, let's get into some of these comments. And there's a couple other things I want to touch on tonight and and I want to kind of talk about next week a little bit too. We got one here from Michael. He says, "Good evening, Ed Muhammad." Hey, Michael, what's up, man? Join us tonight, man. We got another one here from Michael. He's like, 18 unanswered points in the fourth quarter to pull off the upset against the Philadelphia. Yeah, I was just saying this. Bo Nix and this offense led this team. It wasn't even just the entire fourth quarter. They literally had 10 minutes left to go in the game.
Yeah.
And scored 18 unanswered points in 10 minutes to win this game. But you're not going to hear shit from the national media tomorrow about how Bo Nix rallied his troops and got his team together and went down the field and scored 18 unanswered points to win this game. All you're going to hear about tomorrow is how the Philadelphia Eagles collapsed. But what are your thoughts here for Michael Muhammad?
Yeah, Eddie. I mean, it's like what you're saying, Eddie. I mean, it's very clear that Bo Nix is a franchise quarterback, but as far as getting the credit, it's a mixed bag, honestly. Like you'd see some, not all, but I mean, not a lot. I mean, but some would give him, credit, but most don't. I can't wait for tomorrow to see what ESPN, Fox, all of them say about the Broncos win.
Yeah, me neither. And there's one person I especially can't wait to see his reaction tomorrow. And I know he's gonna make up some bullshit excuse. Oh, the Philadelphia Eagle, blah 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 blah. And like he does that stupid Mahomes Mountain every week. I don't know if you noticed that, Mohammed. He's always got Bo Nix on the bottom or second to bottom row on that fucking pyramid. So where's he gonna have him this week after he just took out the freaking Philadelphia Eagles defense with 10 minutes left to go in the game in the fourth quarter? He'll probably rank him, at the very bottom, like, oh, well, the Philadelphia, he'll just make up some stupid ass excuse. And
he needs to worry about his team winning tomorrow night, talking about us. That's what he needs to.
By the way, I got the Jags winning that game tomorrow night. They're in Jacksonville. Jags are actually looking pretty goddamn good. And I still don't trust the Chiefs. Like, what to do? They beat the beat up Baltimore Ravens, who don't have a great defense. And Lamar Jackson literally checked himself out of the game. Who else did they beat? Was it the Giants? I think they beat the Giants last week.
I can't wait to play him, Eddie.
The Saints beat the Giants today.
Yeah.
So, no, those two win. Like, we actually have at least one impressive win on our resume this year against the freaking Eagles. The Chiefs don't even have one. They beat the freaking, like I said, they beat the Giants and they beat the Ravens that have no defense, and Lamar Jackson literally quit on the team, in my opinion.
I mean, we expected them to decline, Eddie. It's a decline. It's very obvious. It's like we called it, I don't even think they're going to make the playoffs, but let's see.
But we got another one here from Michael. Excuse me. He says, Buffalo Bills just lost to the New England Patriots. No more undefeated teams in the – yeah. I was actually just watching the end of the game right before we went live, Michael. And I was like, well, I told Muhammad that's the last undefeated team. No more. But there is one team. And I was telling Muhammad this before the live. There's one team left in the NFL that doesn't have a single win yet. And even the Titans won today. Cam Ward got his first win as a Titan. The only team that's left in the NFL that does not have a win is the New York Jets, the team we face next week. And honestly, I know a lot of people are going to probably be like, well, they're going to be desperate. They're going to be hungry. They're going to be looking for that win. The Broncos coming off a big win, against the Eagles. They might overlook it. No, they're not going to overlook the Giants. Because the week after that, the Broncos have the Giants at home. Like, they're not looking at the Giants. Like I said, they got beat by the Saints this week.
Yeah.
The Jets, I'm not worried about. That team, like, I watched their games. I've watched every single one of the Jets games this year. They're garbage. Like, bad garbage. Sauce Gardner, he's the highest paid corner, and he's nowhere near Surtain's level. The guy's trash. Like, I shouldn't say Anthony Glenn's trash, or Aaron Glenn, whatever his name is, the head coach of the Jets. I think he'll get the Jets around eventually, maybe next year. But Justin Fields is garbage. Their offensive line's garbage. Their receivers ain't good. Their best corner's trash.
They need a lot of help, buddy. Yeah, they need help. Yeah.
Dude, they're like the Broncos of 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Only, I think, a little bit worse. I mean, the head coach is better than Nathaniel Hackett was, but I'm just talking about the team, the players. Like, it's not good. So I'm not really worried about them. And honestly, we got, I believe, we got the Jets next week, then the Giants week 7 here at home. We got the Jets in London next week, Giants here at home. Then we got the Cowboys here at home. And by the way, I don't think they're that good. Did they win today? I can't remember. I think they did.
I think they did, yeah.
Who'd they play? I can't remember.
It
wasn't a good team. I know that.
No. I think it was like middle pack type of. Yeah.
They're 2-2-1. So I'm not worried about the Cowboys. Their defense is atrocious. If Bo Nix can carve up the Eagles defense, he's going to carve up the freaking Cowboys defense easily. And then the week after that, you got the Houston Texans in Houston, and they did get a big win today. I think they beat the Ravens 40-22 or something. But
what is going on with the Ravens
team?
That is weird.
That has a bad. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was saying like the Ravens. I don't know what happened to them. It's just weird.
Their defense is horrible. Like, that's the only reason why the Texans hung 40. Their defense is trash. Pass rush, secondary, linebackers are all garbage. And, Lamar Jackson's out. And I don't plan on him coming back anytime soon either. But yeah, that's who the Texans beat today. They didn't, like, you sit, like, when you see teams named like the Ravens, you think, oh, this is a good team. But then if you actually watch the game and look at their injury report, like, Their entire defense is on the injury report. Lamar Jackson's out. They literally have Cooper Rush starting. I mean, come on. That's the reason why the freaking Texans demolished the Ravens today.
You know, Eddie,
go ahead.
I honestly think that we could beat any team. The only time we lose if we beat ourselves by making mistakes, doing something stupid, penalties or roughing the passer like Hufanga had a couple of weeks ago. Just doing things like that. Leverage call, just the penalties gets cut them, and run the ball, play. We could beat any team. Honestly, hopefully Sean Payton continues with this recipe.
And that's the other thing, too, I want to touch on before we move on here, Muhammad, is what was I saying before the season even started? What was one things I said about the Chargers head coach and the Ravens head coach? I don't trust the Harbaugh brothers. I don't. Like, a good head coach will, if their star quarterback is out, they'll find ways to win. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, the Ravens, even with Cooper Rush and a bad defense, they should have beat the Texans. The Texans have no offensive line, none, and I'm pretty sure all their top receivers are I think they're hurt, if I remember correctly. So the Ravens should have won that game, or at the very least kept it close. They didn't. They got their asses kicked by the Texans in Baltimore. And then Jim Harbaugh for the Chargers got his ass whipped today against the Commanders. Jaden Daniels played, but he's coming off an injury. And honestly, I don't like the Commanders' defense that much. I don't think they're that good. So, I don't know, man. That's just the way I see it. It's just stupid to me at this point. The Broncos only lost to the Chargers this year. The Chargers did. I said this before, and I'll say it again. Chargers didn't beat us.
Nope,
no one beat us. Not the Colts, not the Chargers. The two losses we have. Those teams didn't beat us. We beat ourselves. Penalties, not running the ball effectively. That was us. It wasn't like, they were just dominating us in the trenches. They weren't. So, we were up on the Colts and we let them come back and win. We did that. So, but the next one here, Michael Ronquillo again. Thanks, man, for the comment. He's like, the Broncos held Saquon Barkley to 30 yards. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But to be fair, they only rushed him 6 times. The Eagles did. Like I said earlier, if I was an Eagles fan, I'd be pissed right now. You should have used Saquon more because I hate to say it, this defense drastically needs an overhaul for the run defense.
Yep.
That's just my point. What do you think, Muhammad? What's your comments here?
Yeah, and it's funny, Eddie, because I was actually talking smack to an Eagles fan last week, and that's what I was saying. I was like, I said Barkley's probably not going to get more than 30 yards, and I didn't really believe that, but it so happened that it's 30 yards. That's a big problem for us, Eddie. It could be exposed too if teams want to beat us. That would be one point, is just to try to run the ball on us until we get our defense tired, and we're not good at it to begin with. Speaking of which, Eddie, when is Greenlaw supposed to come back? Week 7 or?
He's eligible to come back week 7 against the Giants. So you get through this week against the Jets, he's eligible to come back week 7 against the Giants. Now, if he does, that's a different story.
Yeah, I hope he's ready.
I hope he does, because I think he'd be a big asset on this defense to maybe help with the run game a bit.
Yeah.
Singleton can be the second string linebacker. He can focus on, getting up there and stopping the run, and you have Greenlaw over the middle, maybe, or defending tight ends and stuff. Right now, it's like Chernod's the guy that helps stop the run, and Singleton's the coverage guy, and Singleton's not a coverage guy. He's never been that. He's always been the run guy, the run stopper.
Exactly.
So you get Greenlaw back, you finally got that linebacker that can, cover over the middle. Then Singleton can go back to his normal thing, which is get up the field and stop the run. So, but got another comment here from Michael. He's like, Philadelphia Eagles fans were upset with Zach Bond on the roughing passer penalty. I can't say they were upset with Zach Bond. Dude, I was all over Twitter after the game, and the irony of this was, oh my God, I laughed so hard when I first saw it. This came from the I think the Eagles page, like the Eagles person, or maybe like a kind of a sister account to the Eagles page. basically saying the refs must love the Broncos because they get like the refs were helping them tonight. And I'm sitting there like, we had 121 yards of penalties. How the hell were the refs helping us? You guys had 55. We had 121. You should have easily kicked our ass.
And that intentional grounding is a penalty was BS, Eddie.
Yeah, they even gave him that whenever freaking Troutman was right there. Like, I mean, yeah, there was a couple of penalties that could, like I think the one that they had on the tight end down the sideline where Skinner like literally drug him out. Okay, that I could understand that's a penalty.
That was
I can understand that. But like I said, you had the one, like I said, what was it? The one where oh crap, I lost my train of thought. But anyway, it's like, dude, we had 121 yards. Bottom line, you guys had 55 penalty yards. You should have beat us.
Mm-hmm.
Like the penalties, you said the rest were on our side. Well, if they were on our side, you would have had 121 yards in penalties.
Exactly.
We would have only had 5.
Would be the other way around.
Exactly. So I just thought it was funny, but Eagle fans were more pissed off at the refs, it seemed like to me. Go on Twitter, Mike, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Michael got another one here. Eagle fan. Oh, wait. Oh, shoot. I hit the same one again. My bad. Oh, no, that was a different one. It was a different comment, but it's talking about the same thing. Daniel Miller, he's like, truly think the Broncos go on a long win streak before then the Chiefs game in November. Well, I was looking at the schedule earlier. Like I said, the Broncos got the Jets next week in London. The Jets are winless. They look like a freaking dumpster of a franchise, which they are. They don't look good at all. They got the Jets here at home week 7 with a rookie quarterback, making this, I think, third start, I believe. So I'm not worried about that. Then you got the Cowboys. We've always kicked the Cowboys' ass. Their defense is atrocious. And after seeing what Bo Nix did in the fourth quarter to this Eagles defense, I have no problem thinking they're going to do worse to the Cowboys defense. Then you got the Texans, I think, in week, what is that? That's week, Cowboys week 8, Texans week 9.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're going to beat them because their offensive line's atrocious. Like the pass rush will actually get home against them. And then you got, I believe, the Raiders week 10, if I remember right. And I believe that game, I can't remember if that game's in Denver or in Las Vegas. But look at the Raiders. They got absolutely fucking cooked today by the Colts.
Yeah.
Like, I am not worried about the Raiders at all. And then I think you got the Chiefs in there week 11 at home. Like, I'm not worried about the Chiefs. I said earlier in the season that we'll probably lose to them on Christmas Day in Kansas City, but we'll beat them at home. I ain't worried about the Chiefs. The Chiefs got so many freaking, I'm not worried. They do not scare me in the slightest. So
the only teams that I could say that are like really legitimate, Eddie, would be maybe the Commanders and Green Bay, as far as the schedule goes.
I'd say I would throw the Jags in there too, maybe, because they're actually doing really well.
Okay.
I would throw them in there. So we got another one here from Michael Ronquillo. He says, Dallas Cowboys. Okay, yeah. Dallas Cowboys beat the Jets today. Oh, yeah, because I'm actually watching a video on that now on my YouTube. The Cowboys cooked the Jets. I think the final score was, what was it, 40 to – I think it was 22. I think it was the final score. So –
we're going to beat them bad, Eddie. I can't wait.
Dude, we're going to kill them.
Yeah, we should just run the ball and just our defense just shut them up. Yeah. I don't even care how many points. Just run the ball. Let's practice.
And the last time we played Justin Fields, and honestly, I think he had a better. Well, maybe not better. It's probably about the same. Last time we played Justin Fields against the Bears in 2023, like the Bears were up 21 to, I think, 7 on us, and we came storming back and won 28 to something. I can't remember the exact score on that game. I think it was 31-28 we won. But honestly, you got first-time head coach and Anthony Glenn. The Jets' offensive line's atrocious. The run game ain't getting going at all. Breece Hall and whoever the other running back is, they don't scare me. Like last time we played the Jets last year, freaking Surtain locked up Garrett Wilson. Like, I ain't worried about that. And their defense couldn't even handle Bo Nix last year. They couldn't do it. I mean, we played the Jets last year. It was 10-9 because we had that hurricane. But they had Aaron Rodgers. Honestly, I hate to say it. Looking at Aaron Rodgers this year compared to last year, he's still a good quarterback. It was just the Jets. They were bad as a team.
And that's what I'm saying. Fields is not a bad quarterback, Eddie. It's just what's he got to play with? What's surrounding him? You know, that's the problem. They're terrible. They just need to.
I'm just saying, the Jets had Aaron Rodgers last year, who was clearly better than Justin Fields.
Exactly. Yeah.
And yeah, it was a close game, but we held Aaron Rodgers, so I'm pretty sure we can deal with Justin Fields in this defense.
Absolutely.
I'm not worried about the Jets at all. But we got another one here from Michael. Last comment. Denver Broncos face the New York. Yeah, they do. They face the Jets next week in London. It's an early game. It's 7:30 Mountain Time. I believe it's 9:30 Eastern Time. Mohammed, the game starts your time.
Yeah.
So, but I'm excited, man. I can't wait. I cannot wait for that game. This should be. I'm not going to say a get right game because the Broncos don't need a get right game. They just beat the defending Super Bowl champions. But this game should be like, honestly, looking how bad the Jets are, like a practice game. Like, just keep the momentum going, keep your guys fresh, keep their legs fresh, and just, go into week 7 against the Giants and handle your business.
The defense is going to eat, Eddie. They're going to get 8-9 sacks. Because I think their O-line is terrible, right?
They got some solid pieces on there, but they're not that good. Like, I just don't think they're that well coached, honestly. So, but with all that said, man, I want to talk about some other games today. Like, the Chargers got beat. I think the final score was 28-10. The Commanders just went into Los Angeles and smacked them. So, and Justin Herbert, like, I watched a lot of that game, the Chargers-Commanders game. The Chargers, they're not as dominant as they were in like weeks 1, 2. Hell, even week 3 when they played us, they weren't that dominant. Like, again, I said, we beat ourselves in that game, penalty-wise.
We should have won.
The Chargers do not look that scary. And honestly, the divisions, like, here's the first place in the division. Here's the Broncos.
Yeah.
Like, we have the chance to do it.
We're right there. They beat us. That's why we're, but just need to keep continuing to win, Eddie.
But I'm just saying, like, even now, even with the Chargers beating us, like, they have holes. Like, they're exploitable. The Broncos barely lost to them on a game-ending field goal. Week 18, I have a feeling that game's going to be maybe the possibly decided division, depending on what the Chiefs do the rest of the year, which I don't think they're going to do much, and how the Broncos and Chargers seasons go. But that game could be for the division. We play them at home, we're kicking their ass. We're going to take them down next time. I have no doubt in my mind. And then the Raiders, oh my God, dude. Oh my God. I don't even know what to say, bro. Well, I'm going to give this to you because I want to hear what you have to say about the Raiders right now.
I mean, I'm happy. Anything bad happen, I'm sorry. Anything bad happens to them, I'm happy, Eddie. Good. They have that, tight end. They have the running back, and they have, come on. That's crazy.
6 points.
I know, Eddie. Like, it's like with all this power and all this talk. I mean, come on. Can't wait for us to play them.
I feel so bad for Ashton Genty, dude. I really Geno Smith
telling them to trade me to the Broncos, please. I want to go play for the Broncos.
Geno Smith is the same thing he was. He had his first year starting in Seattle after they traded Russell Wilson to us. 2022, he had a solid year. That was probably his best year in his career. 2023, he was still all right. 2024, he kind of came down a little bit. This year, holy shit, oh my God. Geno Smith is fucking terrible. Oh, like, he's so fucking bad, man. He makes freaking, like, Russell Wilson and Nathaniel Hackett era look good. Well, I don't know about that, but Jesus Christ, dude, he just looked terrible. Like, he's like last 3 games, dude, he's been just throwing picks left and freaking right, dude. The Raiders are 1-4. They're not doing shit this year. And we still got to play them twice. I'm pretty sure they still got to play the Chiefs twice. They still got to play the Chargers again. They've already lost to the Chargers once.
Eddie,
Like,
I honestly thought they might have been interested on during the Micah Parsons situation. I thought maybe they'd be interested to trade for him. That would have scared me a little bit. That pass rush would be crazy. But glad they
well,
did.
I don't like. I mean, I agree. Like that would make their like that would at least give the Raider fans at least a little bit more hope.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got Max Crosby over there. I mean, he's causing
Exactly.
havoc sometimes, but it's like
Yeah,
he's
really
doing
good.
it by himself.
Yep, it's only him. That's it. He's
Like,
the defense.
okay, I understand. I think we let up, what was it, 29 points to the Colts. This defense did. The Raiders let up 40. 40. I mean, they couldn't even score more. They couldn't even score a touchdown. At least we got 28 points. Bo Nix was able to dice up the defense.
Mm-hmm. We did.
Dude, Geno Smith is bad. And so that leaves, like, right now in the standings, you currently have the Chargers still at number one because they got the tiebreaker over the Broncos right now. And the Chiefs. Well, even though the Chiefs are 2-2, they haven't played yet.
Yeah.
But they got the tiebreaker over right now. The standings are sitting the Chargers, Broncos, Chiefs, Raiders. Raiders are 1-4. Chiefs are 2-2. They play tomorrow night against the Jacksonville Jaguars in Jacksonville, which
They're gonna lose.
I will move on to that next. I believe the Jags are going to take that game tomorrow. I really do. The Jags have been playing some good. Liam Cohen, the new head coach for the Jags, man, he's got that team on fire.
Yeah.
Like, he's playing well. Like, everybody thought the Texans were going to take over that, division this year. The Colts and the Jags both look better than the Texans. I think it's going to be those two fighting for the division this year. So
it's just crazy what happened to the Texans, Eddie. That first year, when they drafted their quarterback, how they were playing, and they just came to a halt. I don't get it. I think I don't know what it is. They really have to add some pieces, but it's never been the same.
that's the thing. Well, the reason why is because this is why I say every team should start hiring offensive mind head coaches, because that's the way the league is going. The penalties, everything is to, cater to the offense and cater to the quarterback. And teams that hire defensive mind head coaches, they usually don't make it very far. The only one I can possibly think of is the Bills, because they have Josh Allen.
True.
So with that said, like, a defensive minded head coach, he's not going to fix things like the offensive line. Like, they literally traded their best tackle, their best offensive lineman away during the offseason. Why would you do that? You got this young quarterback that you're trying to keep upright and protect, and the one good offensive lineman you have, you trade away, even though your offensive line is already a freaking piece of crap to begin with. Like, this is why defensive-minded head coaches are stupid. I mean, not stupid in the fact that they don't know ball, but stupid in the fact they're offensive inept. And they think, well, if I just have a good enough defense, a dominant enough defense, I can win. No, you still have to have a quarterback and be able to keep him up somewhat right.
That's what I'm saying, Eddie. You're risking the quarterback getting hurt, going out for the season.
Like, they're going to turn freaking C.J. Stroud, the Texans, they're going to turn him into the next Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Where he's going to be constantly fucking hurt because they have no offensive line to protect him. That first year, the Bengals made it to the Super Bowl, I think that was a fluke year for the Bengals making the Super Bowl, because they literally had no offensive line and Joe Burrow had to make magic happen. He's been in the league for what now, Muhammad? 5 years? 3 of those 5, he's had season. 3 of those seasons out of 5, he's had season-ending injuries because of no offensive line help. Like, the freaking Texans are going to get C.J. Stroud killed one of these days. They are. And it's going to end that kid's career, and it sucks because I really like watching him. I like watching Joe Burrow. Yeah, it sucks that they're in our conference, but they're still fun to watch. But I don't know, man. And Zach Taylor's an offensive mind head coach. I think it's worse for the Bengals, because he should be like, hey, we need to rebuild this offensive line. To hell with Simon T. Higgins. We need to rebuild this offensive line to keep our, invest in a quarterback upright and healthy.
Honestly, Eddie, I don't know if the Bengals going to win the Super Bowl anytime soon. If they don't fix these issues they have. I don't know.
They're going to be lucky if Joe Burrow comes back. Honestly, like, if I was Joe Burrow, I would fucking retire, dude. Like, they said the turf toe he's got is literally, like, it could be career threatening. It's kind of what happened to Andrew Luck.
Mm-hmm. And I heard it's extremely painful too, Eddie. It's hard to walk on it.
So he might. I mean, I'm not saying he's going to, or that I'm 100% sure, but it's a possibility that Joe Burrow could retire
Just
if it's
reminded
that
me,
bad.
Eddie, like, yeah, Andrew Luck. I mean, what a loss, man. He would have been still playing. Such a good dude and good quarterback, but
Yep. But
what
that's what
happened?
happens when you got a dumbass coaching staff that doesn't know how to rebuild an offensive line. The one thing we know for sure is trenches matter on defense and on offense.
Yeah.
If you ain't got the trenches on defense, you can't get after the quarterback. If you ain't got the trenches on offense, you ain't gonna do shit. You're gonna get the quarterback hurt. Just the way of the nature of the beast. You got to keep your quarterback upright and to win games.
I mean, that's the
So
thing, Eddie. Like when team pick, like they pick all like a left tackle, right tackle in the first round. It's kind of boring, you know. Like the fans are like, "What was that pick?" Like it's boring. It's not exciting. It's not a wide receiver, a pass rusher, or something. But it's very important to keep doing this every draft until you have your line. You have your all line together. You know, you might have to do it early on too. So, but that's how the teams build their O line.
well, I might bash Jim Harbaugh or John Harbaugh. I'm sorry, I meant John. I might bash John Harbaugh for I don't think he's that great of a coach. But the one thing I know he's good at is building an offensive line. Like his first year in Los Angeles, what was his first overall pick or his number one overall pick? Like his first round pick, what was it? It was Joe
O-liner.
Alt,
Yeah,
tackle.
Joel. Yep.
That's smart.
Mhm.
As much as I give crap to Harbaugh about that, because I just don't trust him. Like whenever it comes to playoff time, I don't trust him. Is that at least he's protecting his quarterback, and he's even said he's gone on record and said that he's like, my job for Justin Herbert is to keep him upright.
Exactly.
That's a smart thing to do. So, but yeah, it's wild. But tomorrow's game, Kansas City's at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Mohammed, I want to get your take on this. Who do you got tomorrow? I got the Jacksonville Jaguars, but who do you
I mean,
got?
honestly, Eddie, I'm gonna be biased. Of course, I want the Jacks to win, but I mean, they're playing at home. The Jacks are playing really well of late. So the way it's looking to me, the Jacks should win it.
I just looked it up. The Colts, after their Wednesday against the Raiders, they're 4-1. The Jags are 3-1. The Jags are at home. They're playing well, and they're fighting for the division. I know it's Kansas City, but I'm sorry. The Kansas City Chiefs are not the same Kansas City Chiefs
Nope.
team anymore. They're just not.
They're not.
I got the Jags taking this tomorrow and going to 4-1 because they're gonna do whatever it takes tomorrow to win that game. And I think they're gonna fight hard because they're fighting for the division with the Colts. Now that the Texans are out of it and the division for them is wide open, they're gonna do whatever they can to win. And Kansas City, like I said, they've taken a step back in my opinion. Like they're just not what they used to be. They don't put the fear into teams like they used to. Even with Rashid Rice back out there, they don't put fear into teams like they used to. They don't. So we'll just I can't wait for tomorrow's game, man. We got another one here from Michael Ronquillo. Nick Benito is on pace for 24 sacks.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Like I said, they got let's see, they got the Jets next week, horrible offensive line. The Giants don't have a great offensive line. The Cowboys, they got an all right one. And then the Texans are atrocious, man. Like I wouldn't be surprised if Nick Benito over the next 4 weeks gets like 7 sacks.
Mm-hmm. They are going to eat this Sunday. I'm sure. I'm sure of it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Y'all need to watch the game this week if you can. It's basically a primetime game. Usually those London games, Germany games, ones that are overseas, they're typically primetime games. They're national. Like everybody in the country can watch it. Like I said, it starts at 9:30 p.m. p.m. 9:30 a.m. Eastern time and 7:30 a.m. Mountain time is when that game starts next Sunday.
You gonna be awake for it, Eddie?
Oh yeah, definitely. I wake up at 5:00 every morning anyway. I'll be ready.
Oh, okay.
I'll probably be up extra early, knowing the Broncos are going to be playing early. I'll probably have a whole freaking big breakfast waiting for me so I can watch the game in peace. But Mohammed, the last thing I want to touch on before we get out of here is what does this win over the Eagles mean for the Broncos?
I mean, Eddie, like I said in the beginning, it really changes everything because now you don't have to, like, Sean Payton doesn't have to just go and tell the players or convince them that they're good, they're capable of winning or maybe going to the Super Bowl at some point. They can actually see it, that we actually did it. We beat the Eagles. We beat the Super Bowl champs at home. They were undefeated. We beat them with all these penalties that we have. So we could beat any team. At the same time, other team now we get this recognition that, I'm hoping, because I know how the media is, but that we are on the map, Eddie. We're among those teams. When you're talking about good teams in the NFL, you have to talk about the Broncos. You have to mention the Broncos. It gives them a lot of confidence. It just tells you that we just need to make a few fixes to our team. Penalties, continue to run the game, Sean Payton. I keep saying it, and honestly, the sky is the limit, Eddie.
This team, or I'm sorry, this win today told me three things for sure. The first thing is this team can beat anybody. Doesn't matter if it's at home, on the road, wherever, they can beat anybody. Two, they desperately need to clean up these penalties. If they clean up these penalties, like I said, they could be 5-0 right now. They could. Like, that's just the nature of the beast. Or at the very worst, they'd be 4-1. Because I'm telling you right now, that Charger game, we only lost that because of penalties.
Yeah.
That was it. And the third thing is, Bo Nix, y'all better recognize, he's a franchise quarterback.
Yes.
And I'm not going to go to where Sean Payton said yet that he's going to be a top 5 quarterback. I still want to give him at least this entire season and see how it plays out. But Bo Nix is a franchise guy. I'd say he's a top quarterback, a top half quarterback in the league. I'd say he's about 11, 10 right now.
Top 10, yeah.
I wouldn't say top 5 yet. I'd give it until the end of the season and see what he does. And you still, like I said, you still got the Chiefs twice. You still got the Chargers again. You got the Raiders twice. You got the Packers. You got the Jags. Let's just see how this season ends out. And if the Broncos play outside of the penalty issue, if they play like they did again today, and they're able to beat teams, this team can make the playoffs. And that's the thing. If this team makes the playoffs, if Bo Nix gets a statement win in year 2 in the playoffs, that to me will signify he's the top 5 quarterback. Because you know what? People want to say Justin Herbert's a top 10 quarterback. Motherfucker has been in the playoffs twice and never won a game.
It's hard, Eddie. It's hard to go to the playoff. It's Super Bowl. It's hard to win it. So. Oh
yeah. But we got one more comment here, and then we got to get out of here tonight. After this tonight, guys. My birthday is on Sunday when the Broncos play in London against the New York Jets. Well, happy early birthday. I know it's still a week away, but yeah, hopefully the Broncos will get a big win for you on your birthday, man.
Exactly. That'd be nice. That'd be nice, Michael.
Go to 4-2, man. And it'll be a lot of fun. Then the Broncos will have another week. They can chill. I can't remember when their next primetime game is, Mohammed. Do you know that? The Broncos' next primetime game?
No.
Let's take a look. Let me take a look here real quick, guys.
Probably like a Thursday night football, right?
Well, like I said, typically those overseas games are prime time because they're televised nationwide because it's the only game on at that time. But I'm not going to count that. I'm going to count the Broncos' next primetime game is Week 10 against the Las Vegas Raiders here in Denver. It's on Thursday night.
That's going to be nice.
So, but anyway, that's it for us tonight, guys. Again, let us know in the comments what you think. If we don't get to it tonight, we'll get to it next week. Also, like, comment, subscribe on this video. Also, hit the bell notification so you know when we go live. Mohammed, great talking to you again, man. Big win for the Broncos today. I can't wait until next week. Let's go, Broncos.
It's going to be a good Monday for me tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait to go to work tomorrow, man. That's the first time I've ever said that, too. Especially living here in Denver, everybody's going to be celebrating.
Mm-hmm.
Except I do work with one guy. Before we get out of here, I do work with one guy that just started about 2 months ago. He's a Jets fan.
Oh. Even better next week, Eddie.
Well, I've been busting his balls every fucking week. They've been losing, dude. And then now they got to play us next week in London, dude. I'm gonna be insufferable next Monday to him after we kill him. So, but that's it for us tonight, guys. We really appreciate everybody. Again, we'll see you guys next week. And Mohammed, can't wait until next week, man. I'll see you then.
Yeah, me too. Take care, Eddie.
All right, later, guys. Peace.